Winter can feel endless some days. At first it's magical, the way the world slows down under a blanket of white. But then, time stretches. The cold lingers, the sun barely peeks over the horizon before disappearing again. And somewhere in the middle of it all, we start longing for the warmth of the sun on our faces again. God teaches me so much about himself in these seasonal moments. This time of the year when sickness lingers, when the walls of home start to feel a little too close, and our souls begin to grow weary. It's still snowing.
What? It's still snowing?
Mm-hmm. And then, just when we start to think winter will never end, something changes. Well, we were supposed to do a trip tomorrow for the weekend to Karakol, which is about 6 hours from here, into the mountains for a ski and snowboarding trip, but Ruthie just came down with a fever, so it doesn't seem like that's going to happen, which is a bummer. And I feel like we're just like in this cycle, like every other week of somebody getting sick. Of somebody getting sick and just like having to isolate and be apart from people, which is a really bummer, but we got more snow. I'm just looking forward to the warmth and no sickness. Oh. Oh yeah? What else? Well, we've unfortunately had to postpone our ski trip, but it is a beautiful day today. It's sunny outside, and it gives me hope for spring. So I'm going to do some organizing of some clothes, because as we're prepping to go back to the States here, I need to figure out what the girls have here, like clothing-wise, what we need for next winter and, you know, spring here and whatnot. So I'm gonna go through some of Haven's clothes right now. We got a kitten on a shelf. Hello. It's also weird to think that like a lot of this stuff is not gonna come back to the States with us, because I'm not gonna like try to take anything back with us. So I'm gonna go and organize some of this. Haven is gonna be 1 year next week, which is so hard to imagine. And she's still pretty small for her age, but yeah, we're just needing some more clothes to bring back. What do you find? We're just enjoying a lovely Sunday, and it's warm and like 60 degrees outside, and we got our windows open, and I just got a bunch of packages actually. This is something that's really interesting about Kyrgyzstan and just like how other parts of the world are progressing. Kind of like we have Amazon in the States, they have 2 different platforms that are starting to become more popular and allowing for certain products that you can't get locally to be able to get. They get delivered from Russia, I think. Anyway, so I just ordered some things recently. It takes about 2 weeks to receive anything, but I ordered some glass Tupperware, because most of the Tupperware that you get is like reused plastic ones. And then I got a few other things. I ordered some water and food dish for our cat that are like automatic dispensing ones. And you can get a lot of things that you can't get locally, like vanilla extract, which you can find on these platforms. There are 2. So the one that we most often order from is called Ozone. And that one we order because we found that things tend to be a little bit cheaper on that platform. And then the second one that is a little bit more popular is called Wild Berries. So they work very similarly. You just go online and purchase, like you go on an order, and then what they do is they deliver it to a storefront. So there are like different storefronts located throughout the city, and you can put in whichever destination you want those to be delivered to. However, they are also now allowing for Dostavka, which is delivery. So we just get it delivered straight to our door, just like Amazon would, and it is free. So it definitely takes longer to get than you would get in the States with Amazon. Amazon is usually now it's like within the same day you can get stuff. Whereas here it takes about 2 weeks from the time that you order to the time that you get them. But either way, it's really nice and convenient to have that accessible. There are very few things that I have not been able to find on those platforms if there's something that you're needing that's similar to the States. So yeah, we've ordered a bunch of things through those platforms and just makes things a little bit more accessible. Their boxing is like so intense. There's so much tape and cardboard. They're not really worried about how much packaging they're using. But I even got some English workbooks for the girls. This is for Ruthie, although it's written in Russian, but it's an American alphabet, an English alphabet, I mean. And it's a little letter tracing book. I ordered some extra nasal strips, which they get. You can also find those on Ozone. Not quite as good as the States, but still, at least I can get them here. And I got the girls some Play-Doh. We're gonna end this beautiful day with a grill out. I got my speggie salat, which is a very typical salad here. Got some potatoes cooking, and then we're gonna do some grilling because it's so beautiful out. The sun just looks so nice right now. I believe God has something to teach us in every season. Each one carries its own beauty and its own purpose. But the transition to spring, there's just something special about it. The smallest signs, like the bird's song or the first bud on a branch, whisper a quiet promise. Change is coming. New life is on the horizon. It reflects the deeper story God is telling, the renewal He offers, the hope that our story isn't over yet. And in the rhythms of seasons, He paints a picture of something greater. Our longing for eternity, the redemption we find in Him, and the promise that He is always making things new. In the hardest seasons, God offers something we often overlook, a fresh perspective. When everything feels heavy, when the familiar is stripped away, we begin to see life differently. The simple things become precious, the small moments more meaningful. Hard seasons have a way of refining us, shifting our focus from what is fleeting to what is eternal. And even in the struggle, God is at work, using it to deepen our faith, renew our hearts, and remind us of the hope that we have in Him. In terms of an update for Haven, we got all her testing done, we got the EEG done, and I sent the labs to the clinic where she was seen, and I got a message back that was like, don't worry, she's okay. So I am guessing that The EEG was normal. Praise the Lord. We are very grateful that it wasn't anything serious and was some fluke. I'm thinking it had to do with dairy, like her having a dairy allergy, because we started giving her dairy and she broke out in eczema all over her body. So I'm having to cut out dairy again, which is totally fine. But thank you all for whoever was reaching out to us and praying and just walking through some hard things. It's hard to navigate those kinds of things here in a foreign country where you don't really know the medical system. If anything, it was a good opportunity to learn like what to do, where to go. The days have been beautiful here recently. I feel like we're getting a taste of spring, which I'm super excited about. I'm so sorry. And somebody needs a nap. We also got 3 new teeth. Okay, let's go do a nap.